Architecture comes in many shapes and sizes and can draw inspiration from almost anything. Today, our planet hosts many strange and unusual constructions that may make us take a second to grasp. From a round skyscraper to the MLK statue in Boston making headlines around the world, on this episode of Built a Billion, we present to you our next collection of the weirdest megaprojects in the world. And stay till the end of the video to see the newest and most bizarre project of them all. If you love to hear about all the megaprojects of the world, please subscribe to the channel and help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers. It'll really help the channel out. Lotus Temple, India. The Lotus Temple is located in New Delhi, India, and is said to be the most visited building in the world. It's one of the 7 temples in the world that belongs to the Baha'i faith, and visually, the building looks like a lotus flower with 27 white marble petals making up the structure's 9 sides. The temple was built in 1986 over a period of 6 years and is spread out over an area of 23 acres with a central dome for prayers and a greenhouse. The dome stands at 40 meters tall and can host 2,500 visitors. 9 reflective pools that represent the 9 leaves of the lotus surround the structure, and the interior is illuminated with natural light. Aldar Headquarters, Abu Dhabi. The Aldar HQ building is a 121-meter tall, 23-story commercial building in Abu Dhabi that fuses modern taste with traditionalism. The unusual circular shape, designed by MZ Architects, represents unity and stability. The building consists of 2 circular convex-shaped facades linked by a band of indented glazing. This entirely glazed structure and circular concept eliminates the need for internal columns, which would compromise the circular effect. The Aldar building was named one of the world's most dazzling corporate offices by Emporis, and was also awarded Best Futuristic Design at the 2008 Building Exchange Conference. I'm sure this was a full circle moment for the designers. Eden Project, England. In Cornwall, England, Grimshaw Architects have constructed huge bubble-like biomes that house over 1,000 plants. These bubble biomes are covered in hexagons inside and out, and one of them, called the tropical biome, hosts the world's largest indoor rainforest with its 3.9 acres. Inside this bubble, you'll find bananas, coffee, and even bamboo growing. Then there's the Mediterranean biome that supports things like grapes and olives and spreads out over 1.6 acres. Kansas City Library. This is a library with its outer wall made out of books. It's named the Community Bookshelf, and it kind of looks like where a bookworm may go when he or she dies. It's also great marketing because it's very obvious where the library is. But they're not just any books. These are critically acclaimed titles that make up that wall, with each measuring 22 feet high and 9 feet wide. Mark Twain, Harper Lee, Charles Dickens, and J.R.R. Tolkien are among the esteemed authors on the wall, and the books were voted on by Kansas City book enthusiasts. The building even has a concrete staircase made of books. I'd say it's a must-see for true book lovers. WonderWorks, Florida. Now for the very first structure I've ever talked about on this channel that I've actually been to. Located in Orlando, Florida, WonderWorks is a bizarre construction that looks like a house that's been uprooted and then was turned upside down. Inside, you'll find a museum, an entertainment center with laser tag, an indoor rope course, simulation activities, and more. There are also 6 entertainment zones called Wonder Zones, where visitors can engage in science-related activities like astronaut training challenges. The structure was completed in 1998, and since, there has been 5 more built across the US, with the most recent being completed in 2020. Kunsthaus Graz, Austria. This Australian building opened its doors in 2003, and people immediately went into debates about what it looked like. Was it a hippo or maybe a whale? Neither. Its name translates to friendly alien, and it becomes apparent when you take into account its outer facade, being outlined in deep blue photovoltaic panels and over a dozen nozzles fitted at the top. Or maybe it's not so apparent, but the outer panel is fitted with over 930 circular lamps integrated into a central computer that displays text, video, and images. So that's cool. And inside, you'll find 2 exhibition rooms with a gallery that displays contemporary art. Waldspirale, Germany. This residential complex has a name that translates to forest spiral and was completed in the year 2000. It takes the shape of the letter U and is comprised of 12 floors, 105 residential units, parking spaces, and comes with restaurants and amenities in its top floor. To go with this, residents have a playground for their children and an artificial lake for their sanity. Architecture took a page out of Russia's book with a tower built in the shape of Russia's onion domes, but it's really hard to miss the fact that no 2 windows on the building have the same shape, and there are over 1,000 windows. The complex doesn't use straight lines or rectangles at all, and it's also fitted with a green roof to insulate the rooms and reduce heat. Before we get to number 1, here's our honorable mention, Ilinden. The Soviet era crushed the would-be creativity of architecture during its reign, and the buildings of Eastern Europe largely reflect that. However, in 1974, officials in North Macedonia made something that would stand out from the boring crowd of structures. It was made in honor of the 30th anniversary of the second session of the Anti-Fascist Assembly for the National Liberation of Macedonia, and the 71st anniversary of the Ilinden Uprising. The building looks like a spiked ball with its rounded shape and protruding windows. The upper windows even add stained glass for style, and inside are carvings of the events and people connected to the Ilinden Uprising. If you ever end up in North Macedonia for some odd reason, be sure to check out this odd structure. MLK Embrace Statue. On Martin Luther King Day 2023, a new statue in Boston called the Embrace was unveiled to the public. The $10 million 20-foot-tall bronze statue was inspired by a photo of Martin Luther King and his wife Coretta after he had won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964. Hank Willis Thomas designed the sculpture to symbolize the commitment the pair had made to support each other while they changed society. But the public opinion on the statue has not been so positive, with some pointing out its erotic appearance and others saying it looks like a science project that someone waited till the last minute to complete. Still others say that no one who passes by the statue will even know what it is without prior knowledge, so it's pretty much pointless. I personally think it's a great concept and cool design, but should not have been used to honor someone. Just give us a plain statue showing the person doing a nice pose and give the rest of the money to underserved communities. Please and thank you. What do you think about these weird mega projects? Let me know in the comments below. I'm always listening. The prior part of this series should be on the screen, so click that video on the screen to watch something you haven't seen. And thanks for visiting Built a Billion.